Give yourself a round of applause. All right.
Hey, Crew 52, congratulations on making the team. Each and every one of you, yes, all 10,000 of you, is an important part of making Super Bowl 52 in Minnesota the best one yet. So bundle up, get ready, and we'll see you all in the bold North in February.
Halftime show.
Oh. Are you guys tired yet?
Oh my gosh.
No.
Now let's hear it for Pop Rocks. Great job.
Thanks for hanging in there with us.
Welcome back to the second half of our training. During the first part of the training tonight, you learned what Minnesota has to be proud of, what it took to actually get this bid, and of course the legacy that is going to live past February 4th.
How about the fun in revealing those outfits, huh? Do you like them? Thumbs up? Awesome. So it's a lot of fun, but it's a couple things we need to talk about, because every year there are certain things that Super Bowls get focused on, local events get focused on. It's generally security. It's something we need to think about. It's a topic that we need to discuss with all the volunteers, because it is a focus of attention during those 10 days. Every year the Super Bowl takes more and more effort, and more emphasis gets put on security. To speak to you about our plans for safety and security, I'd like to first welcome Chief Medaria Arredondo of the Minneapolis Police Department. How you doing? Good to see you. Absolutely. Such a pleasure to see you.
Hello, Crew 52. I'm Police Chief Medaria Arredondo of the Minneapolis Police Department. I am so proud to be leading the efforts to keep everyone, our visitors, our residents, and the many people working to make Super Bowl 52 happen, safe and secure throughout our 10-day festival. I want to start by noting that while I am Chief of Police of the Minneapolis Police Department, this event will take resources far beyond our city. Now, we will certainly be joined by police agencies such as St. Paul and Bloomington, but we will also have police assistance coming from as far north as Ely, Minnesota, and as far south as Rochester, Minnesota. Just like all of you, our team comes from across our state. And let me remind everyone, this is a Minnesota Super Bowl event. And I'm so proud of how we are all coming together as a state, and your attendance here shows that. Now, an important technique in deterring crime and other bad behavior is to have a strong, visible law enforcement presence. So you should expect to see a large number of officers at all Super Bowl locations across the cities. Our officers will be working the streets not only with an eye for safety and security, but as ambassadors for our great state. So please think of them as your partners. Yes. Together, all of you will welcome more than 1 million visitors to our state. So, our officers are going to be approachable, friendly, and we'll even take selfies with you. So while our uniforms may look different, we are all on the same team. And as our partners, we also want you to be a part of the work we're doing to keep the event safe and secure. Over the coming months, you will receive critical safety training to help prepare you to be a part of our team. They will teach you how to respond and report any suspicious or concerning issues you might encounter during your time as a Crew 52 member. But always know that no matter what the issue is, you can turn to our officers on the street for assistance. The Super Bowl is just 84 days away. While many of us have been hard at work planning this event for more than 2 years already, there is still more hard work to be done in the next 84 days. But I can tell you, you are all up for the challenge. I can't wait to see you all out on the streets of the Twin Cities wearing those great uniforms. And please, when you see us out there, stop and say hello. Thank you, and I look forward to seeing you all in Super Bowl 52. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, that video is just a teaser of what you're going to learn during your training during this Super Bowl. To address more on the safety issues, please welcome Scott Gerlicher and Melanie Perlman of SEL.
Welcome, Crew 52. What a great crowd we have out there. Yeah. My name's Scott Gerlicher. I'm a commander with the Minneapolis Police Department. I'm the overall public safety coordinator for Super Bowl 52. And I got to tell you, we're very excited to be partnering with all of you in this important public safety mission. Our goal is to make sure we have a safe Super Bowl experience for everybody, all the visitors coming to our town. As the chief said, there'll be hundreds of officers coming to Minneapolis, St. Paul, the Bloomington area, from all over the state. And we really regard you as our true partners in public safety. We're very grateful to all of you for the time that you're taking out of your busy schedules to help and work with us this coming winter. Over the coming months, you'll receive critical public safety training on how to report and respond to and identify suspicious behavior and disruptive activity during the Super Bowl event period. Police officers will be out on foot throughout downtown, in the skyways, and everywhere all of you will be. So feel free to come up, talk to us. As the chief said, take a selfie. We want to be engaged with you fully. As ambassadors to our city and to the entire metro area, your commitment and dedication make you the champions of safety out there. We're partnering with all of you and have a common goal of a safe and successful and unforgettable Super Bowl experience for everybody. Together, we'll create a solid, cohesive security team and keep everyone safe. Now, it's my pleasure to introduce you to Melanie Perlman with the SEL, who's going to talk a little bit about the training that you'll be receiving here in the upcoming few months. Thanks, everybody.
Good evening, Crew 52. We are so, We are excited to partner with all of you, and I want to thank the public safety community for all of their tremendous work. Thank them. Look, we have implemented this public safety training in events all across the country. And one of the things that we recognize, the success of this particular training depends upon you and the volunteers and your partnership to recognize what might not be something that is happening in the venues, at the arenas, the malls, the hotels, and who to report it to. And it is going to be incumbent upon all of you to work with Minneapolis Police Department, St. Paul Police Department, the FBI, Department of Homeland Security, to make sure that we have a successful, safe, and fun event. So in the coming months, you're going to be receiving training from a Minneapolis Police Department law enforcement officer and a cell representative on exactly what it is we want you to be looking out for and who it is to report it to. So in advance, I just wanted to thank all of you for being a champion of safety. Thank you.
Thank you. That was awesome. How about a bigger round of applause? They have a tough job. This is a really tough thing to do. Thank you. All right, I want to bring back Maureen Bowe. She's the Chief Executive Officer for the Minnesota Host Committee. She is going to round out sort of the last bit of information on how you should engage and entertain our global guests, which is probably one of the more important things that you'll do during that 10 days. So Maureen, come on out. The stage, as they say, is yours.
Thank you. Okay, now for the show. You know, we're welcoming 1 million guests to the Bold North, and we have to put on an amazing show. From January 25th to February 4th, we have to show people how we live here in Minnesota all year round. There will be over 100 events in the metro area. The NFL brings several $1 million worth of attractions to our city, starting with Super Bowl Experience, which will be in the Convention Center. That's 2.5 times as big as Nickelodeon Universe, same price point, wonderful attraction for families of all ages. Radio Row will be split between Mall of America and downtown Minneapolis. We said there were 5,000 media coming to town, but about 100 of those are broadcast media, and they need a place to set up and interview their guests. That's Radio Row. Opening night, Monday night, when the players come together with the media for the first time, the public is welcome. It's a wonderful event. Honors is the NFL's award show on Saturday night. It'll be televised. Every player comes. Beautiful, beautiful show. There's a women's summit on Saturday morning, or Friday morning, the first and future sports tech competition where the NFL owners will invest in tech startups. It's like a Shark Tank for new ideas. That's Saturday morning. And all week long, there'll be at least 25 nonprofit events throughout the city. On Saturday night, they'll culminate with an event that started here 26 years ago, and that's Taste of the NFL. And that will be right here in River Center. So they've raised millions for hunger relief. So, but the hub of our Super Bowl attraction is Super Bowl Live, presented by Verizon. And that is in downtown Minneapolis on the newly designed Nicollet Mall between 12th and 6th. And you know, just tonight, and nobody knows this, but just tonight, Ezra told me he'd come back and sing the national anthem. He really liked you guys, so thank you. We have to vote for him if he gets to the live part of voice. Don't forget to vote for him. But music is a very big part of the Super Bowl. There'll be concerts all over town, but on Super Bowl Live, there'll be many concerts every day, and they will be free. They'll be short because it's freezing cold and they'll be outside, but they will be really special. And to help us, that's the Ice Mountain stage you're looking at. And that's attached to the Dayton's building. And that's where our performers will go. And we enlisted the help of Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. And they have done an amazing job curating the best talent out there and to perform for our guests. The first 6 days will be people from the region, and then the game goers come in on Thursday. We want to entertain every single one of them with that Minnesota sound. This is a map of Super Bowl Live presented by Verizon, and it will be filled with photo ops, warming benches where you can take your picture, winter sports. These are some of the pictures. These photo ops are huge. Lots of celebrities, ice sculptures. You always showcase the jerseys of all 32 NFL teams. We'll be doing that in ice. So we really do need it to be 28 degrees. Every night there'll be light shows. You know, that time of year it gets dark about 4:30 in Minnesota. And our wonderful Native American drum corps are going to drum down the sun every night at 4:30. And we'll end the evening with the last dance that will be performed by our wonderful dancers in this market. Pretty soon you'll hear about auditions for dancers. And of course, food. Minnesota is known for their cuisine, and Super Bowl Live has to be a showcase of the best Minnesota food, and it will be. It's absolutely spectacular. We've also asked our friends at the Winter Carnival, the Lopet, the Polar Plunges, the Polar Dashes to be part of the Minnesota experience, because we want people to know what goes on here every winter, not just on Super Bowl year. We have to show them how we live in Minnesota. These are the hours. And you'll be asked, as part of Crew 52, you're going to be asked 1 million questions, maybe 1 billion questions. And you're going to be expected to know the answers to a lot of those. And we'll make it very easy for you to find those. Starting tomorrow, we will publicize Know Before You Go, and you can just direct people to our website. Find out where to park, what roads may be closed occasionally, what's the best route on public transit. So Know Before You Go, just direct people to that site, and it will answer many of their questions about transportation. Hours will be on there too of Super Bowl Live. So I just wanted to give you a 30,000-foot look at Super Bowl Live. You'll be learning a lot more in the coming weeks. And thank you again for being part of Crew 52.
Thank you, Maureen. You know, I had the pleasure of following Maureen and her crew around Houston last year for the Super Bowl there as they prepared for the Super Bowl here. And I was fortunate enough to cover that for Fox 9, but I was not lucky enough to be here in 1992, the last time Minnesota hosted a Super Bowl. I hear it was magical, though.
Well, I was actually here, believe it or not. That makes me old, right? No.
Seasoned.
I was here in 92 for Super Bowl 26. I remember how it was cold for one thing, but you're expected and you're prepared for that, right? And I remember how important those volunteers were. You guys really are the link to success and what people remember about this city, because I can tell you who played the game. I believe it was Buffalo and the Redskins, but nobody really cared about that here in this state. It was all about the event. It's a big event. It's a lot of atmosphere. So to try and understand what Super Bowl 26 was like, and now 26 years later for Super Bowl 52, I want to reintroduce a woman who was there then and who's been here since every step of the way, Marilyn Carlson Nelson. She's here to sort of fill in the gaps of what that's like to have won 26 years later. Marilyn.
So it was wonderful 26 years ago, and now it's going to be bigger and better than ever. The amazing thing about that particular event was that afterward, they didn't remember a lot of things, but what we read about in newspapers across the country was our people. I could show you clipping after clipping where they said, Minnesotans truly are nice. From the moment we arrived at the airport until those who came to say goodbye, we loved being in Minnesota with the Minnesota people. But the funniest thing that happened to me was that when we first started talking about the Super Bowl and we had won, and it took us 9 years that time. We did it a lot more efficiently this time. I think it was 3 years before we got the Super Bowl. But I said to the commissioner, we'll give a great party, but the thing about Minnesota is that when we party, we often do it as a benefit or to do something, to make a difference. We like a party with a purpose. And he looked at me and he said, Marilyn, there is a purpose. It's the football game. So there is a purpose. But we talked to him about the fact that we wanted the families across our state and across our whole region to have something to come here for and to enjoy, because everybody can't afford a ticket and everybody can't be there. So let's do all those wonderful things that Maureen was telling you about so that we can have the families have a great time and feel part of this extraordinary Super Bowl. I remember also that one of the NFL folks said to me, you tell me how great your volunteers are, but when it gets really cold and they have to stand on the corner, at that time we didn't have gorgeous uniforms. I think the inside people wore zombie pants. Remember those? Anyway, you're going to be a lot fancier than that. Anyway, the truth was that we pulled up to the stadium 15 minutes before the big show was supposed to start and the football game was about to begin. And there was a woman out there in her kind of fur-like coat with a big orange traffic thing over her, getting people into the Super Bowl. And the next morning they called me from the NFL and said, Marilyn, you were right. Minnesota is different. Minnesota is special. So, it's true. But if you don't believe me, there's 200 people here right now who were there with me and who are back volunteering again. We call them our Hall of Famers. Will you stand up? You're my 200 best friends. Here you are. Thank you for being here. You're the Hall of Famers. Thank you to all of you. And I hope we just do such a good job that they bring it back in a fewer years than 26, and that you can all be back here volunteering again. Congratulations and thank you.
Okay, Minnesota, now you're on the clock.
welcome to beautiful Minnesota.
How awesome is that? Are you ready for it to snow? All right, everybody on your feet. Come on, let's hear the thunder sticks. Let's make some noise. All right, let's see some excitement. I am so excited to announce this next guest, your Crew 52 captain, Chad Greenway.
Country boy can survive. Country folks can survive. I can plow a field all day long. I can catch catfish from dusk till dawn.
How are we doing today? I love it. They said they weren't planning on opening the top bowl today, but you guys would not be denied. I'm so honored and proud to be the captain of this crew. So I've been the captain of a lot of great Viking teams, and how proud are we of our purple today? 7-2. Incredible run by our Vikings, and guess what? We might be volunteering for a Super Bowl where we see the purple win the Super Bowl. Why not us, huh? I gotta say, we gotta thank Cub Foods and Cub Kindness for powering today, because without them and all of our great sponsors, none of this would be possible, and having you guys here, so thank you, Cub. So with any good team I've been a part of, every team member, every position, we have our roles, right? Linebackers, sometimes we make the tackles, sometimes we miss them. We get booed by you guys. But we all have our jobs, right? We have to pass, catch, block. So your 4 plays to get to the end zone, here they are. First play, log in, sign up, go to your trainings. Second play, show up, right? If this is the off-season training of Super Bowl volunteers, we're doing a hell of a job, I tell you that much. So show up. This crew right here doesn't happen without every one of you showing up to your jobs and being a part of this. The third thing, be the boldest, friendliest, best Minnesotan we all can be for all these million visitors that are going to come to our city. And I gotta make a quick shout out, because I know earlier we talked about how many Minnesotans are in here. But real quick, make some noise if you're not from Minnesota and you're here. Came from a long ways. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The fourth thing, and the fourth play before we reach the end zone, is you have to know your Bold North facts. Show up educated, show up knowing what to do, put a smile on your face, have fun, be a Minnesotan, be the best one you can be. And when after that fourth play, we all know what we're doing, we show up, we get to do our touchdown dance. So now we get a chance to see your touchdown dance. Cue the video boards. Let's see some touchdown dances out there.
Thank God I'm a country boy.
There we go.
In the club with my homies, trying to get a little VI, keep it down on the low key. You should know how it feels. I saw the shorty, she was checking up for me. From the game, she was spitting in my ear. You would think that she knew me. Decided to cheat. Conversation got heavy. She had me feeling like she's ready.
Am I supposed to do a touchdown dance too?
She say you come get me.
What's he got?
I got up and followed her to the floor. She said, baby, let's go. When I told her, I said,
Crew 52.
One correction to what Chad said, though. I never witnessed Chad miss a tackle, though. I never witnessed it. I don't think so. All right, looks like you guys are ready. Chad, that was a great addition to have Chad here. Thank you again. It is my pleasure, our final speaker of the night, it's my pleasure to introduce Richard Davis. Richard is the chairman and CEO of U.S. Bank. Please welcome.
All right. I want you to picture this. It's May 21st, 2014, Atlanta, Georgia. The Minnesota Bid Committee is competing against Indianapolis and New Orleans to host the 2018 Super Bowl 52. There are probably 200 press corps from around the world lining up outside of each of the 3 rooms where Indianapolis, New Orleans, and Minnesota were present. And there goes into a bidding war where they do 4 ballots. We won on the 4th ballot. And the 2nd ballot, Indianapolis, was taken out of the game, and it came down to New Orleans and Minnesota. We found out at that point that the entire press corps moved quickly over to the room where the New Orleans team was. And there was nobody outside of our room. And then Commissioner Goodell doesn't realize he said this, but when he made the announcement on the 4th ballot and said, ladies and gentlemen, Super Bowl 52 will be played on February 4th, he said, in the state of Minnesota. Yes, and what's cool is New Orleans is a city. So we knew we had it about 1 second before anybody else did. Exactly. At which point the entire press corps comes running down as though they knew it all along. And so on that very special day, we had announced that we were going to make Bud Grant our honorary chair. Exactly. And I don't remember everybody's birthday, but as Marilyn and I were standing outside the door of the ballroom to walk in to give the pitch that eventually brought this game here, this fellow from the hotel, who I don't even remember what he looked like, came running up. And he said, hey, dude, are you with Minnesota? Yeah, dude, I'm with Minnesota. And he said, do you know that today is Bud Grant's 87th birthday? To which I said, sure. Now, get this. We go in and we're meeting with 32 of the owners' families who are going to make this decision. And none other than our very own Marilyn Carlson Nelson, who was there 26 years ago, walks in with me and says to the people that she knows, has known for many years, the nicest gift they could give Minnesota today would be to vote for Bud Grant's birthday present. And they did. Yeah. So I want you to know that the story doesn't end here, and it didn't start here. It started over a decade ago when the Will family decided to invest in the Vikings franchise. It moved forward when the great citizens of the state of Minnesota agreed to build a new stadium. It then came to bear that the bid committee would gather and put together this great story to win this bid. And then it was the citizens of the businesses that came together and changed the course of the future. I want you to know the number of citizens that are here today because of the businesses that we all work with and work for. This is entirely funded by the business community. Over $50 million raised privately to have all of us be part of something that will be life-changing. And we have our companies to thank for it. And I want you to make sure you thank all the businesses in this community for stepping up like they did. And you'll see some of the names here. They're all around. Look all around the entire stadium, and you'll see every one of these companies stepped up to change our lives. And so I want to end here, and then we're done. Marilyn and I said in the bid moment that one of our goals was that a brother and sister, 8 years and 11 years old, somewhere from the upper Midwest, would visit the Twin Cities, Minnesota, during the Super Bowl festival. And they would be greeted by this remarkable set of people that we didn't know who you were yet, that would create the warmth of Minnesota and welcome them to the bold north. And so you need to know that when you leave here tonight, you are going to start a renaissance on the bold north. You see, there's the Wild West, there's the East Coast, there's the Deep South, but no one has ever owned the North. No one. And we're going to own the North starting with this night. Woo! The bold North is where we're from and where we will always be proud to represent. And so when you meet people from this day forward, you say you're from the bold North. And that's all of us. And that says more than the place, it says the warmth of the people of this community. And so we do want to end tonight with our very final set of cheers. I'd like you to stand and get your mittens on, please. Now, those are two things you have to do quickly. I want to welcome back to the stage Marilyn Carlson Nelson, one of the co-chairs. Bring her back. Marilyn, come forward. And then I want you to meet the Super Bowl host committee leadership, the people that are here and have been working for over 2 years to bring us to this point and to the very day of the game. Maureen, please come out and bring your team, Dave and Wendy and Andrea and Dana and Alex. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the leadership that's brought us to this wonderful moment. And then I want to welcome Michael Langley, the chair of Greater MSP, the ultimate regional economic moment here. Michael, come out and be part of the team. And Chad Ferguson from Cub. So ladies and gentlemen, we have a couple of cheers. I want you to be ready for this. First of all, without using the thunder sticks, I want you to clap as loud as you can in your mittens only, and I want to hear this noise. Go for it. Yes. That's the thundering herd of the bold North right there. Woo! Now, okay, so when we say bold, you scream North. When we say bold, you scream North. And then listen for the next cues. Are you ready? Okay. We say bold, you say. We say bold. We say bold, you say. Okay, ready? We say super, you say bold. We say super, you say. We say super. All right. Now we're going to say 50, you're going to say 2. We say 50. We say 50, you say 2. Okay, here's the trick. We say don't ya, and you say no. Ready? We say don't ya, you say no. We say don't ya. Okay, now that hasn't got the right flair to it. You see, it's don't ya, no. It's got to be bold North-like. We're not from every other place. This is the bold North, so it's got to be don't ya and no. Are you ready? We say don't ya, you say no. We say don't ya, no. And then finally, I want to hear this. How many of you were not born on before January 26, 1992? Who's born after that date? Okay, the rest of us are just older. It's been 26 years. You will be around, I'm sure, in 2044 to celebrate the next coming of the Super Bowl to the bold North. But for now, I want to hear the youngins say bold, and I want to hear us veterans say North. Ready? Bold. Okay, hold on. How many youngsters do we have here? Raise your hand if you're younger than 26. Raise your hand. You're not very loud. Kind of thought you were going to put us into our positions here as old people. Let's do this one more time. Young people, I want to hear you say bold. A little more. One. All right. And so finally, here we are, February 4th, 2018. The entire world, well, we haven't heard a number yet, is 100 million people will be watching this community to see how we pull off this remarkable event. When we do approach people on the street, they will ask you questions and you will have the answers as Chad has so well prepared you. We brought you here today to get you excited but also informed because this is a life-changing moment. Because you see that 8-year-old and 11-year-old brother and sister will not probably be at the game, and that's not the important part. They'll have come to a place called Minnesota where the warmth will overtake the cold and the bold North will come through from our hearts to the very, very people that will forever want to be back. And so when we made the bid, we said, welcome to the bold North. This place is rocking it in the summer, but it's the only place in the winter you want to be because after all, we are the bold, 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 bold. Thank you guys. Be well and travel safely. We'll see you in February 4th.
All right, Crew 52, are you ready? You feel like you're ready? Yeah? You should be. It's been great having you here today. We appreciate your volunteering. You're what makes this event a great event. Travel home safely.
Thank you so much. Go out there, be bold, and we'll see you at the end of January.